Number one, the power of thought. Truly, thoughts are things, and powerful things at that. This is not a metaphor. This is not philosophy. This is reality. Everything you see in the world, every building, every business, every achievement began first in the invisible realm of thought. Your thoughts carry energy. They shape your beliefs, and your beliefs dictate your actions. Your actions, they build your destiny. Think of the most powerful inventions in history: the light bulb, the airplane, the internet, the smartphone. All of them were first thoughts, just ideas, just whispers inside the minds of those who dared to believe in the impossible. So, what makes your thoughts any different? Nothing, except the level of belief and action behind them. The greatest discovery of our age is not electricity or atomic energy. It's the realization that you can change your life by changing your thoughts. Let me tell you about a man named Edwin C. Barnes. He wasn't born wealthy. He wasn't a genius. But he had one thing most people lack: a burning desire. He wanted to work with the great inventor Thomas Edison. Not for him, not under him, with him, as a partner. Crazy, right? He had no qualifications, no money, no connections. But he had a vision, so strong, so alive in his mind, that he acted on it. He hopped a freight train, traveled hundreds of miles, stood in front of Edison and said, "Mr. Edison, I've come to go into business with you." Edison later wrote that he saw something in Barnes: determination, a spark, a refusal to be ordinary. Barnes didn't get the partnership that day, but he got a low-level job. And while others were just working a job, Barnes was quietly planning his moment. He stayed loyal, he stayed hungry, he waited. Years later, Edison released a new invention: the dictating machine. None of Edison's salesmen believed in it, except Barnes. He seized the opportunity. He sold it better than anyone. And just like that, he became Edison's business partner. His dream became real because he refused to quit. Lesson: thoughts become reality. What if Barnes had said, "It's too far. I'm not qualified. What if I fail?" He'd still be unknown. But instead, he turned a thought into a fortune. And that's the first and most critical law. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. This is not fantasy. It's the foundation of every empire, every success, every legacy. The building blocks of wealth.
It begins with thought, but thought alone is not enough. You must add desire, the fire that won't let you sleep at night; faith, the unshakable belief that what you want is already yours; persistence, the ability to keep going when nothing is working; a definite chief aim, a crystal clear goal with no plan B action; relentless daily intentional effort. These are the ingredients of success, and it all begins inside your mind. Why most people stay broke? Let's be honest. Most people never become rich. Not because they're not smart, not because they're lazy, but because they never believe it's possible for them. They think success is for other people. They say things like, "I am not lucky. I am not from a rich family. I don't have time. I'm too old. I don't know how." These are excuses wrapped in fear, and fear is the enemy of thought. You must break free. You must train your mind to see possibilities instead of limitations. The invisible force. Here's the truth. The universe doesn't reward effort alone. It rewards clarity, plus conviction, plus consistent action. You don't get what you wish for. You get what you're willing to fight for. Day after day, even when no one's watching. You must become obsessed. You must become relentless. You must become the kind of person who doesn't just hope for success, but expects it. The formula, in one line: thought plus belief, action, manifestation. Most people never even start. You're not most people. You're reading this because deep inside, you know there's something greater for you. A life you haven't touched yet, power you haven't activated yet. And this is the door to that life. Your first assignment, right now, take a pen and write down. 1. What do I really want? 2. Why do I want it? 3. Am I willing to do whatever it takes? 4. Am I willing to burn the bridges behind me? This is your moment. This is your first thought. This is where your riches begin. Not in your wallet, but in your mind.
Number 2. Burning desire, the starting point of all achievement. Desire is the starting point of all achievement. Not a hope, not a wish, but a keen, pulsating desire which transcends everything. Let's get one thing straight. Nobody becomes successful by accident. It doesn't happen by chance. It doesn't come from luck. It comes from a desire so strong, it becomes an obsession. And that's where most people fail. They kinda want success. They kinda want money. They kinda want freedom. But kinda wanting something never changes your life. Only a burning desire does. The difference between a wish and a desire. A wish says, it would be nice if I were rich someday. A desire says, I will become rich, and nothing on this earth will stop me. That's the difference between a dreamer and a doer. A wish waits. A desire acts. A wish hopes. A desire hunts. You have to want it so badly that your goal becomes the only thing that matters. Burn the ships. Hill tells us about ancient warriors who landed on enemy shores, then burned their ships behind them. Why? So there was no retreat, no backup plan, only 2 options: win or die. That's how you must approach your goals. Burn your ships, cut off the exit, destroy the plan B. Say to yourself, this is it, this is my life, and I will win. The 6-step formula to turn desire into riches. Napoleon Hill lays out 6 precise steps to turn a desire into reality. Ignore these and you'll drift forever. Follow them and you'll walk the path of legends. Step 1. Fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Be specific. Not, I want more money. Say, I want $1 million or $10,000 a month. Your mind needs precision, not vagueness. Step 2. Determine exactly what you intend to give in return. Nothing is free. You must decide, will you give your time, your energy, your service, your skills? Success demands sacrifice. Step 3. Set a definite date when you intend to possess the money. A goal without a deadline is just a fantasy. Set a timeline. Feel the urgency. The countdown starts now. Step 4. Create a clear plan and begin at once. Don't wait for the plan to be perfect. Just begin. Start messy. Start scared. Start anyway. Action creates clarity. Step 5. Write a clear, concise statement. Write down everything: the amount, the deadline, what you'll give, and your plan. Step 6. Read your statement twice daily, once in the morning and once at night. As you read it, see yourself already in possession of the money. Feel it, believe it, live it. Why? Because repetition plants the seed into your subconscious, and your subconscious makes it real. Warning, you'll be tested. Once you commit to your desire, the universe will test you. It will send delay, doubt, disappointment, distractions, even failure. But that's not a sign to quit. That's a test to see if you're serious. Will you fold or will you fight? The moment you pass the test, the reward comes. Hill's story, the 50-cent lesson. Hill shares the story of a little girl who walked into a store and asked the shopkeeper for 50 cents for her mother. The man told her to go home, but the girl didn't leave. She stood there, unmoving, silent, staring. Finally, the man screamed and moved to strike her. And then, something wild happened. The girl stepped forward, looked him in the eye, and said with calm power, "My mama's gotta have that 50 cents." The man froze. His hand dropped. He pulled the money from his pocket and handed it to her, silently. Hill was there. He saw it. He said that little girl had more desire, more willpower, and more focus than most grown men he knew. Why? Because she wasn't playing. She wasn't hoping. She wasn't begging. She had decided. And when you decide, life bends. Desire attracts power. When you truly desire something, you begin to attract the people, ideas, and resources to achieve it. You'll hear someone say something. You'll get an email out of nowhere. You'll have a thought while walking. You'll stumble into an opportunity. But none of that happens if you don't want it bad enough. No retreat, no surrender. You cannot have one foot in success
and one foot in comfort. You cannot say, "I want to be rich, but I'm afraid to fail. I want to be free, but I want to play it safe. I want to grow, but I don't want to be uncomfortable." Pick one, growth or comfort. You don't get both. Time to work. Take out a notebook. Right now. 1. Write down your financial goal. 2. Write what you'll give in return. 3. Set a deadline. 4. Write your plan. 5. Make a declaration. 6. Read it daily. Live it hourly. Breathe it constantly. This is not just journaling. This is magic. This is reprogramming your brain for wealth.
Number 3. Faith. Visualization plus belief equals reality. Faith is the eternal elixir which gives life, power, and action to the impulse of thought. Without faith, a thought dies in the dark. With faith, a thought becomes a movement, a revolution, a reality. Faith is a bridge between what is and what can be. You may not have money right now. You may not have support. You may not even have a clear plan. But if you have faith, then you're already halfway there. What is faith? Faith is not religion. Faith is not blind belief. Faith is trusting in something you cannot see, but feel deeply inside you. It is the belief that I may not have the success yet, but it already belongs to me. It is already coming. Faith is confidence without proof. Faith is belief before the evidence. And here's the secret. The evidence comes after the belief, not before. How faith works. Faith lives in the subconscious mind. Whatever you say to yourself again and again with emotion, your subconscious accepts as truth. And once something is accepted by your subconscious, it starts influencing your behavior, your habits, and even your results. That's why Hill said, faith is developed through autosuggestion. What you say to yourself becomes your reality. If you keep saying, I can't do this won't work, I'm not lucky like others, I'm not smart enough, then your subconscious will make it true. But if you train your mind to say, I was born to win, money comes to me easily and often. I am focused, disciplined, and unstoppable. I will build my dream no matter what. Then your subconscious starts creating actions, thoughts, and results that match those beliefs. Your inner voice becomes your outer life. Repetition plus emotion equals belief. It's not enough to say things once or say them without emotion. To build faith, you must repeat powerful affirmations daily. Say them with emotion, conviction, and clarity. Visualize yourself already having what you desire. Do this daily. Do this like your life depends on it. Because it does. Real life examples how faith built empires. Hill studied 500 of the most successful people of his time: Carnegie, Ford, Edison, Rockefeller. Every single one of them had unshakable faith. Not in the economy, not in luck, not in others. They had faith in themselves. Henry Ford. When everyone laughed at the idea of an affordable car for the masses, Ford kept building. He believed the impossible was possible, and his faith gave him power. The result, Ford Motor Company changed the world. Thomas Edison. He failed over 10,000 times trying to invent the light bulb. But he kept saying, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Only someone with faith can speak like that, and that faith eventually lit up the world. Faith is a muscle. Use it or lose it. If you keep feeding yourself doubt, fear, and hesitation, faith will die. But if you feed your mind daily with courage, certainty, and vision, faith will grow stronger and stronger. So, start small. Believe you can wake up early.
So start small. Believe you can wake up early. Believe you can earn more than before. Believe you can stay disciplined. Believe you can change your life. Each small win builds your faith muscle. Watch your circle. If you're around people who doubt you, who laugh at your dreams, who always focus on fear and problems, then you must protect your mind, because faith is fragile. It must be nurtured, fed, protected. Surround yourself with winners, people who think big, people who believe in more. Because environment builds belief. Why you must believe in yourself. First, nobody will believe in you until you believe in you. They'll call you crazy. They'll say you're dreaming. They'll tell you to be realistic. But when you refuse to doubt, when you keep showing up, keep working, keep growing, eventually they'll come back and say, "I always knew you'd make it." Don't wait for approval. Be your own cheerleader. Your faith declaration. Do this now. Take a notebook and write, "I have faith that I will achieve my goal of insert goal. I'm willing to give everything it takes. I see it in my mind. I feel it in my heart. It is mine, and I will not stop until it is real." Say this every morning, every night, until it becomes your identity. Use faith as a shield against fear. Whenever fear hits, doubt, insecurity, failure, rejection, Respond with faith. Say out loud, I have got this. I'm built for this. I will rise. Fear may knock, but with faith, it can never enter. Final thought. Faith is power. Faith turns invisible thoughts into tangible things. Faith turns broke men into millionaires. Faith turns average minds into legends. So the question is not can you do it? The question is, will you believe before you see? Because if you will, there's nothing in this world you cannot achieve. Subscribe my channel for more video.